Germany's fishermen need a Brexit deal with Britain more than ever to prevent angry tussles for territory with other European Union boats. Fishing chief Keir Schmidt warned a no-deal Brexit would see European boats banned for UK waters. His intervention comes as EU states, such as France and Belgium, continue to hold out for status quo access to Britain's fishing grounds. And Germany's deputy finance minister and a prestigious economist both pushed for good economic relations between Berlin and London after Brexit. Their interventions came as Michel Barnier, the EU's Brexit chief, met UK counterpart Lord Frost ahead of intensive weekend negotiations in the hope of clinching a deal by next week. Both sides are currently locked in a battle over the key sticking points of access to Britain's coastal waters and future common standards, including state subsidies for business. Mr. Schmidt, of the Cuttlefish fishing fleet, claimed losing out on access to herring and mackerel in British waters would be detrimental for his firm. If there will be a hard Brexit, it will mean for us that from January 1 we will no longer be allowed to go into the waters, and this means significant cuts in fishing, he said. This hits us especially hard because the herring swims in those areas, they don't know anything about borders, fish are not aware of it. He said rows could break out between rival European vessels over the remaining stocks in the EU's coastal waters. Mr. Schmidt said, the main issue is that all EU fishing boats are affected by the ban and that all EU fishing boats would then meet in the remaining waters. There would be a further concentration and we want to avoid this. And in another push for a Brexit deal, Austrian economist Gabriel Felbermayr, of the world-renowned Kiel Institute, said maintaining close economic ties between Britain and Germany was vital for the country's car makers. He told a virtual event, "It is clear that the economic relationship between Germany and the UK is especially important regarding the industry. German companies produce in the UK and buy raw materials from the UK for production in Germany. BMW is a perfect example of this, but many other companies do the same. Therefore it is incredibly important that there will be no customs for the trade between Europe and the UK." Professor Felbermayr urged the EU to soften its demands for a regulatory level playing field, which would tie Britain to the bloc's standards, to help convince Boris Johnson to sign up to an agreement. The academic said the introduction of trade tariffs between the UK and EU would be highly problematic for German manufacturers, but pushed for a plan to reduce red tape between both sides.